give up. I guess it's half timing and the other half's luck. Wherever you are, whenever it's right, you'll come out of nowhere and into my life. And I know that we can be so amazing. And baby, your love is gonna change me. And now I can see every possibility. And somehow I know that it'll all turn out. And you'll make me work so we can work to work it out. And I promise you, kid, I'll give so much more than I get. I just haven't met you yet. They say all's fair in love and war, but I won't need to fight it. We'll get it right, we'll be united. And I know that we can be so amazing. And being in your life is gonna change me. And now I can see every single possibility. And someday I know it'll all turn out. And I'll work to work it out. Promise you, kid, I'll give more than I get, than I get, than I get, than I get. Oh, you know it'll all turn out. And you'll make me work so we can work to work it out. And I promise you, kid, to give so much more than I get. Yeah, I just haven't met you yet. I just haven't met you yet. Oh, I promise you, kid, to give so much more than I get. I just haven't met you yet. So yeah, I just haven't met you yet. You better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I am telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. He's making a list, he's checking it twice. He's gonna find out who's naughty or nice. Santa Claus is coming to town. He sees you when you're sleeping, and he knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake. You better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I am telling you why. 'Cause Santa Claus is coming to town. You when you're sleeping, and he knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake. You better watch out, You better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. You better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming, I mean the big fat man with the long white beard. He's coming to town. Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, you know how I feel. Blossom on a tree, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. Dragonfly out in the sun, you know what I mean, don't you know? Butterflies all having fun, you know what I mean. Sleep in peace when day is done, that's what I mean. And this old world is a new world and a bold world for me. For scent of the pine, you know how I feel. Oh, freedom is mine, and I know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. It's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. I feel so good. has come and gone away from Paris or Rome, but I wanna go home. Maybe surrounded by a million people, I still feel all alone. Just wanna go home. Oh, I miss you, you know. And I've been keeping all the letters that I wrote to you, each one a line or two. I'm fine, baby, how are you? Well, I would send them, but I know that it's just not enough. My words were cold and flat, and you deserve more than that. Another airplane, another sunny place. I'm lucky, I know, but I wanna go home. I got to go home. Let me go home. I'm just too far from where you are. I wanna come home. Just like I'm living someone else's life. It's like I just stepped outside when everything was going right. And I know just why you could not come along with me. This was not your dream, but you always believed in me. Another winter day has come and gone away in either Paris or Rome, and I wanna go home. Let me go home. And I'm surrounded by a million people. I still feel alone, and let me go home. Oh, I miss you, you know. Let me go home. I've had my run, baby, I'm done. I gotta go home. Let me go home. It'll all be alright. I'll be home tonight. I'm coming back home.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Best wishes for all of us. Shalom, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya. Good morning, everyone. Let me introduce myself. My name is Sela, as your Master of Ceremony today on ALSA English Contest webinar. ALSA English Contest 2020 is sponsored by LBLIA Malang, the leading learning institution in Indonesia dedicated to quality education.
The 21st century students, Generation Z and Alpha, are the most globally connected generations in history. As part of our commitment to quality education, we make sure that global skills are incorporated in these students' learning activities to help them succeed in the future. Communication, collaboration, critical thinking, and creativity are among the skills these students need to function well in the 21st century. The flipped learning approach that we implement now allows them to practice those skills and trains them to become autonomous learners. Being autonomous in learning will help them become self-directed individuals, a quality that will make them ready for the global workforce. others.
Okay, first of all, I want to explain the guidelines for this webinar. Every participant must dress well and speaks in English during this event. Every participant must turn on their camera and mute their microphone while others are talking. Every participant is not allowed to leave the event unless getting permit before. Every participant is not allowed to use public chat feature for something not important. Hopefully, all of us can contribute to this event until finish. Before the events begin, let's pray together. Pray begin. Pray finish. Next, we are going to sing Indonesia Raya and ALSA anthem together. For all the participants, please sing together. Next, we are going to sing ALSA anthem. The next agenda is an opening remarks from our project officer of the event today, Muhammad Reinhard Palmaneza. For Kak Reinhard, the time is yours.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Reinhard Palmaneza as a project officer on this event, and it's my privilege and pleasure to welcome all of you here today. First, I want to say thanks for our committee that has been working for this past month to make this event come true. Also, I want to say thank you to our speakers today, which is from Lister and Leah. And lastly, I want to say thank you to our participants for attending this event, even though we all know that we are facing a pandemic today. But I hope after we finish our agenda today, all of us can walk out with something new and useful for all life. There is not much that I can say, but please do enjoy our event. Together we'll be connected as one. May ALSA always be one. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Kak Reinhard, for the opening remarks. The next agenda is an opening remarks from the Director of ALSA LCUB, Kak Aprilia Hapsari. For Kak April, the time is yours.
Okay. Thank you, Stella. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan. Good morning, everyone. The Honorable Ibu Siti Nurul Zahara from Leicester.co.id, the Honorable Ibu Irawati Diah Susanti from Lia Malang, Respectable Project Officer of ALSA English Contest 2020, Muhammad Reinhard Palmaneza, and also for all of the participants in this ALSA English Contest 2020 seminar. Thank you so much for all of your participation in this event today. And I would like to send my highest appreciation for Aaron and the rest of the committee. Thank you so much, guys, for all of your hard work to make it happen. For the information for all of the participants today, ALSA English Contest is an annual competition held by ALSA LCUB. And this year, we make the seminar to make it a lot more useful for the participant, and we found that it is not easy to hold in competition during COVID-19 pandemic, and we finally decided to make it just for one competition, even if we open for several competitions at first. But we hope that the goals of this event can be conveyed well, even we are still under the COVID-19 pandemic. But it's not an obstacle for us to always learn new things. We hope that you all guys had some fun here in seminar and gain new information and also knowledge. And thank you for all of the participants of the competition. We will announce the winner of the competition in the end of this event. Again, thank you so much all for all of the for all of your participation, and thank you for the committee to make it happen today. I think it's all for me. Thank you so much again. Together we'll be connected as one. ALSA always be one. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Kak April, for the opening remarks. By the way, guys, I will not be alone here today. There will be Muhammad Abiyu as the moderator for today's webinar. For Abiyu, please be our guest.
Thank you very much, Sala. Good morning, everyone. Sorry. It is such an honor and also a very great opportunity to be able to moderate this seminar. Welcome to the main event of ALSA English Contest 2020. Before I start, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Abiyu, but people usually call me Abi or Abiyu, and I'll be moderator for today's discussion. I will try to assist the flow of the seminar, which will be brought by our beloved two speakers today. With this very compelling topic to discuss, matter relating to soft skill, right? That are number one, not only very important, but number two, for some people, it's very difficult. It then becomes our interest to give at least a little bit of knowledge, right, regarding the importance of English, especially if you're an active student, and what can you do to improve them if you feel that your English is still not very good. Now, we'll have two wonderful panelists that will present sessions related to English, especially how important it is for you to be able to speak English and what can you do to improve your English from this early time, both orally and in writings. Both of our speakers today are English practitioners who have been in teaching English for quite some times. So if you're curious on how and what can you do to speak more fluently or to be more confident or anything like that, you may very well ask them right away later on in the Q&A sessions. If you want to ask a question later during the presentation or during the session, please just write your name on the chat box and where you are from, so that I can call your name later. After you are being called, you may unmute yourself and then ask the question directly to the speaker. For the first session, we will have Miss Siti Nurul Zahara. She is an English tutor at Lister, an online-based English learning platform. She'll be giving a session under the topic of academic English in the time of COVID-19 pandemic. I personally think that this topic can help us in accessing available resources and still practice our English, although we do not meet our peers and our friends or even tutors face to face to still learn and practice our English, especially conversation, I would think. Here is the short CV from our panelist number one. Okay, I think without further ado, we'd like to welcome Miss Siti Nurul Zahara. The time is yours, Miss.
Thank you, Kak Abiu. Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for the opportunity. I'm very happy to be able to share with you guys today. Well, as it has mentioned before, I will give you some insights about academic English, especially in the time of COVID-19 pandemic, like we have been experienced this past year. Yeah. All right, so I will be sharing my screen here. Hang on. All right. So yeah, thank you for the introduction. My name is Siti Nurul Zahara, and I currently live in Chiba, Japan. So I'm miles away from all of you, but look, we can be here together in this exact same time. So that's the wonder of the 21st century technology, right? So yeah, in this opportunity, there are two important things that I will be addressing. The first one is why English proficiency is important, especially for high school and university students, which is all of you guys, and how to learn or maybe improve your English in this pandemic era. When direct person-to-person contact needs to be kept at minimum. So before I started, has the international language always been English? Do you guys think it has always been English all this time? The answer is apparently no. Latin was the predominant around the 13th century, and then it came German language in the 1930s for international scientific language. Not until the mid-20th century, where the countries, all of the countries in the world, decided to use their own national languages for academic purposes. But then in the 1950s, English started to dominate scholarly communication. Well, this has a lot of things to do with the imperialism and everything, about that history. But I just want to open your mind that English was not always the international language. But our era now acknowledge English as English dominates the academic world for communication. So why do we learn English now? Statistically speaking, now there are 53 countries around the world that use English as the official language. And it is now the most common second language in the world. So the other languages are still there, don't worry. But most of the people choose English for their second language, which means this is the mutual language that everyone is speaking right now. And according to the British Council, around 2 billion people in the world will be studying English this year. Imagine 2 billion people. It's almost half of the world's population, right? So English will open your door to the international community. And as we all know, today, the world is very interconnected. If we are failed to compete with other people, then it will be very hard for us to strive. So learning English and mastering it is one of the ways to survive, basically. Because English in our era will lead us to many opportunities. And it's nice, right, to have options in life. Academic advancements. If you want to continue your study, for example, if you are a high school student, you can go abroad. Maybe if you want to do your undergraduate degree. And having a certain level of English proficiency is mandatory, right? So it is very essential for your academic advancements, be it for high school students or university students continuing to higher education, like a graduate school or postgraduate school. Careers. Now, my generation is maybe a little bit older than yours, and I can see that most of the jobs that are available right now will require you to speak a certain level of English. You don't have to master it, but you should be able to at least read or conversing in English, right? And having a job itself is quite difficult. And when you do have the job, you have to be able to advance to the next level, right? You don't want to end up being a staff all your life. You want to be something. And to take that ladder into the higher level of career, of promotions, being able to speak English will give you more advantage. And later, when you are in a very high level position in a company, for example, or in a law firm, you will meet a lot of people from different cultural backgrounds, from different nationalities. And being able to speak English will help yourself from the obstacle of language barrier. Networking. We, the generation Z, the millennials, so-called millennials, we are very attached with our social media. We love to make friends from all around the world, different backgrounds. And that's very, it's essential for the world that we are going into. To survive, we cannot be with our own selves. We need other people. And many opportunities are very dependent with the networking that you have. If you ever heard about the multi-level marketing that are very viral today, have you ever think of why it is very flourished? Why it was not popular before? I think the answer is the networking. The people in our society today use their social media very intensively. So the exposure of that networking and contents and everything, that helps the business to grow. And also you can find a lot of scholarship opportunity, not only from the social media, but from your friends or your relatives. It is all part of the networking. And when you grow that networking to other society outside your country, it means more opportunity for you, right? And as I have mentioned before, scholarship, the LPDP, or what else? Chevening, Endeavor, Australian Award Scholarship, name it. Even the Max to Japan scholarship, it all needs at least IELTS or TOEFL or TOEIC certificate, right? So to get a scholarship, you need that English proficiency. If you don't have it, then you are missing out on a very good opportunity of scholarships. Traveling. When you can speak English, it will be a smooth ride wherever you go. Because remember, 2 billion people will be speaking it. Even though you cannot speak Japanese or French or what else? Any other languages? As long as you can speak at least English, I think you can survive anywhere in the world. I have experienced this by myself. Right now, I live in Japan and I speak no words of Japan, but I know English. So, and most of the people here, even though they don't really speak English, they understand English. So it can help me get by for a short moment in my adaptation period. So when you travel, when you are adapting to a new environment, when you can at least speak English, it will be easy for you to get into the new society. And access to educational entertainment, of course, YouTube now, or what else? The Spotify. Every platforms for entertainment use English as their main language interface. So when you are able to speak English, you have a very unlimited access to many entertainment platforms, especially the educational one, because those kind of entertainment will give benefits to your self, which will help you to gain more opportunities. And don't forget other advantages too. According to a study, learning a second language, such as English, for example, will alter your brain structure for the better. It will make you more creative and in the long run, prevent you from old age related mental problems. So in other words, learning English or any other second language actually will make you become smarter and healthier. This is not a joke because it's based on a real study. So, well, I encourage all of you guys to have a second language, and English will be good for your second language because of the previous things that I have mentioned, the opportunities and all of the benefits that you can have from English. So now, why do we learn English academically? English now is the international language for academic purposes. I want to share my experience when I was still in high school. I got a scholarship to go to the United States for a year. And one of the reasons why I had this opportunity is because I have a certain level of English proficiency that is better from the average of my batch back in the day in 2010. So that's one of the proof. Even for high school students, now we have many opportunities. And when you do speak English, you have the key to open all of that opportunity. Textbooks that we use now, it is all written in English. You can learn many important things just by reading, right? And most of the books that we have now, the good ones, the good quality ones, are all written in English. All the high impact journals, it's all written in English. Although some countries still have their own journals in the national language, such as the Japanese Society, the German, they still have their own high impact journals, but the other famous journals are all written in English. And the top universities in the world, most of them are located in the English-speaking countries, like the United States, Australia, the UK, Canada. So you have no other choice rather to learn English to get into those top universities, because they conduct all of their education in English. And the academic websites, conferences, everything related to the academic world today are in English. And the news. We know how sad it is now in our country to see many hoaxes around circulating in the WhatsApp group of our family, right? If we just have that, the ability to learn other more qualified news, then we will be free from all of the hoaxes, right? And by speaking English, reading English, you are opening a new door to the world of news that are true and pure and scientifically proven. But now the question is how to improve your English, or maybe starting learning English during the COVID-19 pandemic. We cannot be in the same room with too many people for a long period of time, right? It will be very dangerous for the virus to be able to spread. So, but if we look at the other bright side, this pandemic has given us the gift of time. Back then, in the old normal, so-called old normal, we have to be in a classroom attending your classes, so you don't have time to be somewhere else. But now you can do everything from the convenience of your home. You can learn a new hobby, or you have more time to read. And learning English can be one of the new things that you can learn during this pandemic era. Lister.co.id, the platform where I'm working, is one of the place where you can do that. And there are many other platforms actually for you to learn English from the convenience of your home. Now start learning what you actually need. For high school students, maybe I would say start mastering all the basic grammars, because that's important. That's the foundation. You can build more of your English proficiency after you learn the basics, and be curious about that. And ask a lot of questions. If you think that something is not right or you don't understand, don't hesitate to ask. Asking questions doesn't mean that you are stupid. This is very important. Asking questions doesn't mean that you are stupid. It just means that you are curious, that you want to know more, that you need more information. So don't be afraid to ask questions. Your goal is to master all the basic grammars. And as university student, focus on the academic English, the academic writing, the academic presentation, and utilize every sources that you have around in your university. I remember when I was still in my bachelor degree studying biology. In my university, we have Pusat Bahasa, like a language center. And you can go there and ask them anything you need. Maybe you need a translator, or maybe you need English lessons. They all have it there. All you need to do is go there and find out about that. So utilize every sources that you have in your university at your disposal. And this is some tips for you who wants to improve your English but you are limited with the situation. Make use of the technology. We all have now the online courses, the YouTube tutorial videos. Well, start searching for something that is more useful than the influencer's account or channel. I mean, there are myriads of tutorial videos related to English that you can find on YouTube. Just type the right keywords. For example, you want to learn about IBT TOEFL or computer delivered IELTS, or you want to know about grammar or speaking in English. Just type on YouTube and it will all given out the videos tutorial for that. And also we have podcasts now. It's very hype right now, right? Podcasts. If you know the BBC World News podcast or something like that, it's a good podcast material for you because you will exercise on the listening part of English, and it will improve your pronunciation. And living in Indonesia is not a good environment to actually practicing English, right? So you have to create that or your own environment. Build a good habit of listening to English and reading English materials. And in no time, you will see the difference when you are making that your own environment of English learning. And also social media. It's all in the palm of your hand, right? You can start conversing with other people through the social media. You don't have to meet them in person. You can use the video calls or the TikTok. From what I see, now TikTok has developed into something more than just a fun video. It's very educational. You can filter all the topics that you want to see. And in the context of learning English, most of the people there are using English for their language. So utilize your social media for improving your English too. And other English learning apps. All in all, read anything written in English that you can find and improve your vocabulary from that. When you read something or you hear something in English that you don't understand, don't just leave it hanging like that. Open up your dictionary. Look it up on the internet. What does it mean? Be curious. Build this habit of finding things out, not just letting things go when you don't understand it. And when you do watch some movies, use the English subtitles. Don't be lazy and use the Indonesian subtitles. Use the English subtitles and try to understand every word that the movie has. When you find something that you don't understand, pause the movie. Rewind it. Look it up. Make sure that you understand every word of it. It doesn't matter if the movie end up being 3 hours long. It's fine because you want to learn English. And practice speaking. Don't be afraid to engage in a conversation in English. Well, I feel like Indonesian people has this kind of inferior syndrome where you feel like you don't belong when people are conversing in English, and you feel like you don't have the proficiency enough to be in that conversation. I'd say don't be afraid. Just go in there, try it, speak any word you can. Don't be afraid of mistake. Everyone makes mistakes. We learn from our mistakes. So, be more comfortable with yourself. Be more confident. Learning English, start with your own confidence. And English is one of the language where words is the core of it. And English words they are numerous. There are many English words, and even until today, it's still growing. So don't worry, everyone is learning. Even the native speakers, they need to learn every day about their own language. So why would we be hesitant on making mistakes? And the next tips is pick a role model. If you have an Instagram influencer, or maybe an actor or an actress, look at how they speak their English. Analyze their pronunciation, the way they produce their words, the way they write their captions. Learn from there. And then when you have the opportunity to go abroad, don't hesitate to take it. Be brave to get out of your comfort zone. I went abroad for the very first time when I was only 16. I went alone, all by myself, to a country where nobody speaks my mother tongue. But I gathered all my courage, and then I stepped out of my home. And it was the best experience I have ever had in my life. So I encourage all of you, if the opportunity ever arises, don't hesitate to take it. Go abroad. It will open your mind. The world is not only segede daun kelor kalau bahasa Indonesianya. Okay, the world is big. It's a very fascinating place to explore. So yeah, take your chances. But in the end, don't be too hard on yourself. When things go wrong, when things go south, when things don't go the way you expect it, don't be too hard on yourself. Give a pat on your back. Appreciate your own effort. You will be amazed of how far you have gone. So now, after all of that, do we really need to learn English? Well, my answer is, looking at the convenience the technology has brought us and all the benefits of English, I think it's good to learn English, but also don't forget the other languages. Have you ever heard about this term? Think globally, act locally. I feel like nowadays people are undermining the local issues because they think too way out of the box, too far from the reality of their own surroundings. So make sure that your motivation of learning English is not only for the benefits of the global community, but also your own local community. The local issues are also important to be addressed. If you are going to conduct a research, maybe, even though you want to publish it on the international journal, make sure that you are presenting issues that are local, that are close to the root of your nation. In the end, keep up with the world, but respect the local community. Don't let it be undermined. Be a generation who think globally and act locally. Thank you very much. I think that's all from me. So I give it back to you, Mr. Moderator.
Thank you very much, Miss City, for the wonderful session. Now, probably some of the participants here may have some questions regarding academic English. You may drop your name on the chat box, and then I will allow you to unmute yourself if you have been called later. Anyone who wants to ask questions? Okay, wait a second. Anyone who wish to ask questions to Miss City, you may drop your name on our chat box, and then we'll try to answer it. Miss City will try to answer it after you ask the question. Okay, Janet from ALSA, Local Chapter Universitas Brawijaya, you may ask your question.
Okay, thank you, Abiu, for the opportunity, and thank you, Miss Siti, for the fruitful sharing session. I think I would like to ask about the things that is out of the box from your presentations. I would like to ask, what is your opinion about the second language that we should learn after English language, and why would you say that? Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Janet. So maybe it's the third language, right? Our first language will be Indonesian, and then English. So what comes after English? The answer is, I think it depends on where you are going with your life. I find Japanese very useful right now because I currently live in Japan. But you can also find the international language of your own field. For example, people who are interested in, say, diplomatics, maybe. French will be good for you. Or if you wish to live somewhere in Germany, then you can start learning German. So make sure that it is in line with your life goal or your life plan. I think that's the answer.
Okay, thank you, Miss. I guess that's already answering my question.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Janet. Any other question? You may just drop your name. But before that, I would like probably to ask to Miss City. Miss, so probably this is also a sharing. I would like to share a little bit. I'm currently, after learning English in my senior high school, I also learned German because basically I'm the kind of person who likes to really learn new languages. I tried to learn French during high school, but also I found that German was very interesting because not so many, I mean, in comparison to French right now, many high school students, especially, or even university students, try to learn French because they think that it's cool, because, you know, the pronunciation is cool. But beside that, I tried to learn German because I think I wanted to continue my study in Germany, but I'm not sure. I just think that learning new languages is useful, as what you have mentioned earlier in your session. But right now, it has been, I would say, a year since last I practiced German in my course with my fellow peers, of course. However, after being finished with the course, and I don't really practice my German anymore, I kind of forget a lot of things from the words. I mean, like this, I think also applies in English. If you, for example, some of the participants here have been very struggling. Oh, they have been going for 3 years of English course. However, they're still not able to speak fluently. I think it would still be the same logic with my German because
Yeah.
I don't practice it a lot with my friends, right? Do you have any tips on how would you suggest us, as for especially speaking, how can we practice our English speaking skill? If, for example, probably some of our friends, if we ask them to speak English with us, they're being, shy, and they think that it's wrong to be mistaken grammarly. But do you have any suggestion, Miss?
Okay, so that's a very good question. As I've mentioned before, we have this certain inferior complexity that we should give away from. I mean, just be confident. Create your own environment of that language. Let's say if you want to practice your German, you still have friends, right? Who were together with you learning that language in the institution. Make a club with them, and then choose a time in a week, maybe every weekend. Gather together and allocate that time special for speaking that certain language. Push yourself into making that own environment, even though you are not in the native country of that language. You can always make your own environment. That's my tips. And then it is not wrong to speak other language when you don't feel confident speaking it, because again, making mistake is not a sin, right? When you make mistake, people will try to help you to when they do say that, oh, you make mistake, you should say this instead of that, then you should be happy about that. It's a good input to yourself. Don't feel offended with that. So make mistakes, let people correct you. It's good for you.
So we need actually a little bit of push, right, to
Yeah, a little push.
practice it a little more. Yeah, thank you, Miss. Probably next question we have here participant Dennis. Dennis, you may unmute.
Oke, sorry sebelumnya kedengeran nggak suaranya?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, thank you, Miss Siti. My question is, what do you think the most important English skills if we want to study abroad? Like maybe writing for the submission, or if we want to have a scholarship, or maybe speaking. What do you think for you is the most important skills? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Dennis. All right. I think the four fundamentals of every language: the listening, reading, writing, and speaking. They all working back to back, supporting each other. So the combination of the four is important, actually. But particularly for English, the backbone is vocabulary, vocabulary and grammar. That's what you need to learn. When you master the grammar first, and then you add into your vocabulary banks every day, you will see your proficiency will improve. And it will be automatically for all the four aspects: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. Because when you want to speak, you need to hear how people produce the sound of that word, right? So listening and speaking are related. And then when you want to write a good text, you have to know how to write a good one, right? So it will come from the reading part. When you read other people's work, you see the models, the good example of a text or a manuscripts, and then you imitate it the first time you write, and then you will grow to be a good writer yourself. So all the four aspects is important. But if you ask me what you need to learn to improve all the four, is vocabulary and grammars. That's the backbone of it.
Thank you for your answer, Miss T.
You're welcome.
Okay. Is there any other participant? Okay. We have Ayun. Ayun, you may unmute.
Thank you for the opportunity. Hello, Miss Siti. My name is Ayun, and I'm from Udayana University. And my question is very simple, actually. I have a question, which is how do you actually cope with your anxiety or nervousness or maybe panic attack when you're speaking in English? Considering you went abroad by yourself, and maybe you can share us the moment which became a cornerstone or turning point where you actually finally became who you are today. Thank you. That's all from me.
Thank you. Frankly, today I'm having anxiety too because all of you are very good in English, and I'm very happy to know about that. So, yeah, in this life, you have a lot of moments when you are put into a very uncomfortable situation in an adversity. It happens in many stages of your life. And you have pointed out a very good skill, which is adapting to it, dealing with uncomfortable situations. And I would say my turning point is not turning point, but turning points. It's some points in life that I have went through that already tackled, and it shapes who I am today. So be prepared or expect to be put in an uncomfortable situations all your life, in your academic life, in your private life, in your professional life. So number one, be prepared for it. Know exactly that difficulties will come. Set your expectations right. So when the trouble actually come, you have a good mindset. You are not surprised by it, and it will help you so much to cope with it easier than when you don't have that expectation first. So always expect difficulties ahead of you. That's the first tips. And then after that, when you are dealing with the difficulties, don't be too hard on yourself. Always look back and appreciate how hard you have struggled with all the things that life throws at you. So I think anxiety comes when you push yourself too hard without giving yourself the credit that it deserves. So number one, set your expectations right, and then give the credits yourself deserve.
Thank you, Miss Siti, for the answer. Probably this will be the last opportunity. Is there any other participant who still wish to ask questions to Miss Siti? You may do so again by dropping your name in the chat box, or otherwise, if there is no more questions, probably we will proceed to our next agenda. Okay, we have questions from Christian.
Good morning, Kak Siti. Sorry for my bad English, by the way.
No worries.
I want to ask, usually in online, we meet two types of people, like English speaker from American and British. Sometimes we, as Indonesian who speak American English, didn't understand British English because of their accent, vocab, or the other. Which one we should learn first, British English or American English? Or it's not really important which English, as long as we understand.
Okay, thank you for your questions. this is actually interesting. Well, the first time I stepped out of my home and then come into the United States, I thought, oh, I know American English. I learned it all my life, and then I went there. They sound completely different from what I thought. So accent it is beyond American or only British. It's just a variation. When you speak English in Indonesian accent too, it's fine. So the answer is it doesn't matter which one you learn, but always customize yourself with any accent of English. Listen to podcasts or watch movies from all around the world, from every English language countries, so you can be familiar with all the accents. But the basic is learn the grammar and the vocabulary. Accent is just only about the difference in the pronunciation, and maybe they use a different word for a certain term. That's just a minor variation, so it doesn't really matter. What matters is the grammars and the vocabulary, because it is universal everywhere in the world. When you find English, the grammar and the vocabulary will be the same. So don't be afraid about all the accents out there. It's just a minor variations, and you will cope with that quickly when you are in the environment. So don't worry about that.
Thank you.
Okay, it has been a very fruitful discussions, yeah, and also the participants has been quite active asking questions. Is there? Well, I previously said that there was the last questions, but we probably still have time. And if, for example, the participants who still want to ask questions to Miss Siti, you may still do it because we still have time. Probably 2 or 3 other questions is still going to be available, or we can still do 2 or 3 more questions. Any other questions?
Or maybe I want to add something about the accent and dealing with adversity. Well, after I went to the United States, and then I came back, and then I study in Indonesia, and then I went to Australia, and I lived there for 2 years, right? And I thought, oh, that's okay. I know English. But then when I was there, they speak very differently. It's only the matter of pronunciation, of course. The English that they are speaking is actually the same, but the way they pronounce things is very different. And I thought I was having difficulties understanding them, but then I get used to it. So maybe the key is getting used to a certain accent, and keep listening to those accents. Then you will be in tune with them in no time. And also, when you are faced with adversity like that, a very good skill is to be able to improvise. Improvisation is something that you have to master to survive in this age of our time.
Okay, Miss. Thank you very much. It's pretty also very interesting, because I think that it's true as what you said, and probably some of the assumptions of the English learner that as if English, there are many kind of languages of English, right? Meanwhile, it's just a kind of dialects. Also, like in Indonesia, we have people who speak, probably people from Surabaya who are very have strong Indonesian dialect, local dialect, and other people like from Jakarta or from other some Javanese, or more from bigger cities who have like weaker dialect, local dialects. I think that English is also pretty much like that, right? And it depends, or it is influenced how we pronounce certain words based on where we live and where the language is spoken. Probably other participants who wish to ask questions. You don't actually necessarily need to ask questions about English. You also may ask Miss City. Miss, could you give us I'm sorry, give us tips on how to continue study abroad or anything?
Yeah. Sure.
Anyone? Well, most of you, if for example the question is asked, who wants to continue their study abroad, everyone will probably raise their hands, right? So probably no one. Okay. If no one wants to ask any further questions, we would like to say thank you to Miss Siti Nurul Zahara, and also thank you for everyone who have been actively participating in the discussion. This has been a very fruitful discussion, I would say. Before we proceed to the next agenda, I would like to invite our project officer, Mr. Reinhardt, to present an appreciation certificate. And please, Mr. Reinhardt, the time is yours.
Okay, thank you so much, Abiu. For Miss City, I want to say thank you so much for being our speaker, and as an appreciation gesture, we want to give you these certificates. I wish you good luck in Japan, and may good health envelop you once again. Thank you, Lister and Miss City.
You're welcome. My pleasure. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you also, Miss. Okay, before proceeding to the next session, I would like to ask the committee, is the second speaker, Miss Irawati Dihasusanti, is already here?
Hello, Abiu. Miss Irawati will begin the seminar at 11:20.
Oh, okay. We will have 15 minutes break, 15 minutes recess. Please do not leave the room while we wait for our next session to begin. You may turn off your camera, but as I mentioned earlier, please do not leave the room as we will continue the next session in 11:20. Thank you, everyone. See you later. Probably the committee would like to play music
I go too far. You're the swimming pool on an August day, and you're the perfect thing to say. And you play it coy, but it's kinda cute. Oh, when you smile at me, you know exactly what you do. Baby, don't pretend that you don't know it's true, 'cause you can see it when I look at you. And in this crazy life, and through these crazy times, it's you, you make me sing your every line, your every word, your everything. You're a carousel, you're always well, and you light me up when you ring my bell. You're a mystery, you're from outer space, you're every minute of my everyday. And I can't believe that I'm your man, and I get to kiss you, baby, just because I can. Whatever comes our way, I will see it through. And you know that's what our love can do. And in this crazy life, and through these crazy times, it's you, you make me sing your every line, your every word, your everything. And in this crazy life, and through these crazy times, it's you, you make me sing your every line, your every word, your everything, your every song, and I sing along. 'Cause you're my everything. Yeah, yeah. So la 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 la. So la 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 la. When marimba rhythms start to play, dance with me, make me sway. Like a lazy ocean hugs the shore, hold me close, sway me more. Like a flower bending in the breeze, bend with me, sway with ease. When you dance you have to pay with me, stay with me, sway with me. Other dancers may be on the floor, dear, but my eyes will see only you. Only you have that magic technique. When we sway, I go weak. I can hear the sound of violins long before it begins. Make me thrill as only you know how. Sway me smooth, sway me now. Other dancers may be on the floor, dear, but my eyes will see only you. Only you have that magic technique. When we sway, I go weak. I can hear the sound of violence sway me smooth, sway me now. When marimba rhythms start to play, dance with me, make me sway like a lazy ocean hugs the shore. Hold me close, sway me more. Like a flower bending in the breeze, bend with me, sway with me. When we dance, you have a way with me. Stay with me, sway with me. When marimbas start to play, hold me close, make me sway. Like an ocean hugs the shore. Hold me close, sway me more. Like a flower bending in the breeze, bend with me, sway with me. When we dance, you have a way with me. Stay with me, sway with me. I don't know why you think that you could help me when you couldn't get by yourself. And I don't know who would ever wanna tell the seam of someone's dream. Baby, it's fine. You said that we should just be friends while I came up with that line. And I'm sure that it's for the best. If you ever change your mind, don't hold your breath. Look, you may not believe that, baby, I'm relieved when you said goodbye. My whole world shined. Hey, 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 it's a beautiful day and I can't stop myself from smiling. If I drink and then I'm buying, and I know there's no denying. It's a beautiful day, the sun is up, the music's playing, and even if it started raining, you won't hear this boy complaining. 'Cause I'm glad that you're the one who got away. It's a beautiful day. It's my turn to fly, so girls get in line, 'cause I'm easy, no playing this guy like a fool. 'Cause now I'm alright. You might have had me caged before, but not tonight. And you may not believe that, baby, I'm relieved. This fire inside, yeah, burns too bright. I don't wanna say so long, I just wanna say goodbye. It's a beautiful day and I can't stop myself from smiling. If I drink and then I'm buying, and I know there's no denying that it's a beautiful day. The sun is up and the music's playing, and even if it started raining, you wouldn't hear this boy complaining. 'Cause I'm glad that you're the one who got away. 'Cause if you ever think I'll take up my time with thinking of our breakup, then you've got another thing coming your way. 'Cause it's a beautiful day. Beautiful day. Oh, baby, any day that you're gone away, it's a beautiful day.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. But before we start, there is a few information. ALSA English Contest 2020 is sponsored by LB Lia Malang, the leading learning institutions in Indonesia dedicated to quality education.
21st century students, Generation Z and Alpha, are the most globally connected generations in history. As part of our commitment to quality education, we make sure that global skills are incorporated in these students' learning activities to help them succeed in the future. Communication, collaboration, critical thinking, and creativity are among the skills these students need to function well in the 21st century. The flipped learning approach that we implement now allows them to practice those skills and trains them to become autonomous learners. Being autonomous in learning will help them become self-directed individuals, a quality that will make them ready for the global workforce.
Our next agenda is the second session with the topic of English tests and certification, TOEFL, TOEIC, or IELTS. And it will be delivered by Ma'am Irawati Dia Susanti from LBLIA Malang. Welcome, ma'am. Is Ma'am Dia Irawati is already here?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you see me, guys? Can you hear my voice clearly?
Yeah. Loud and clear,
Good.
ma'am. Do I call you Ma'am Irawati or Ma'am Dia?
Ira.
Okay.
Nobody called me Dia ever.
So, Ma'am Ira is a professional English teacher with around 20 years of diverse experience in teaching from young learners to even adults. So, and her scope of work varies from general English to even English for specific purposes, such as English for business. So, if you want to ask questions related to this scope of kind of English, you may ask them later in the Q&A session. Also about regarding our topic for today, which is TOEFL, TOEIC, or IELTS. She was also a lecturer LLP3I Malang and a trainer in 2014, mentoring a government institution under the Ministry of Finance in Malang. And here is the rest of her CV. You may read it while we continue. Okay, a friendly reminder again, if any of the participants wish to ask question, please just write your name directly in the chat box and also mention where you're from. And then I will try to call your name later. You may unmute and ask the questions directly to our speaker. Okay, without further ado, I will give the time to Ma'am Ira to deliver her session. You may have the floor, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so is my voice clear or too loud?
Loud and clear, ma'am. Not too loud.
Okay, good then. Okay, so thank you everyone. Seems that everybody is already good in English, so I don't need to use bahasa Leo. So everybody's good here. There are about 60 participants. So hello everyone, let me share screen. So the screen is mine? I cannot. Okay, thank you. So Abiu, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, thank you for introducing me. Okay, so hello everybody. So, okay, has anyone here has ever met me before? No one? Good. Okay, so welcome to Leah. I mean, I'm in Leah, you are not in Leah though, so okay. So here,